All right, everybody, welcome to Skeptalk, episode number 7. We've got another guest with us this time. As always, that's Shayna, and that's Jason, and I'm Udo. Joining us this time is Patrick. He's been in the chat many times as P. Hennessy. Twisted Top Hatter, thank you very much for saying hey.
How's it going?
We've got a pretty fun show today. I've got a lot of stuff to cover. We said last time we were going to try and cover the Anunnaki conspiracy. Unfortunately for this show, the Anunnaki is a key word for a current mod in the video game Ark. Sterliquin, thank you for joining us. We are getting a little bit of a cue back from you, Patrick, just to let you know. So, yeah. Anyway, we've got... we were going to cover the Anunnaki conspiracy, but there's a mod for the video game Ark that is currently super popular right now that's called something Anunnaki. And that is muddying the water for being able to research anything current about the Anunnaki conspiracy. So today we're going to move... Ark. Yeah, exactly. Today we're going to be covering another real important conspiracy, and you guys will see that after we come back from the break about halfway through the show. So let's get it started. Today, as always, Jason, you're going to be leading us through a series of questions that we have for Patrick. Patrick, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Nope, I'm not getting anything anymore.
Push to talk.
Yep, there you go.
Here's a learning curve. Don't
Classic. So my name's Patrick. I've been friends with Udo and Jason for many years. They invited me last week, and I was stoked to be on the telly talking about nerdy shit. And this topic is something I happen to know a lot about, and very passionate as well. So looking forward to being here.
Excellent. What is it you do in your daily life?
I work at an ad agency called Fiction, and I'm a production artist there. And we do a lot of stuff for like Adidas and footwear, that kind of thing. And I make music as well. Chief and I have worked on a lot of music together. Some of the music that was on the bumper music last time was stuff that we worked on. So that's the other part of my life, trying to keep that going as well.
Perfect. And as I understand, we're going to be playing some of your stuff here at the break. Yeah,
that's right. There's 4 tracks on there, one of which features Gabe or Zen Tempest. He's a rapper. I think you guys might know who that is.
Yep.
So he features in that second track, and then the rest is just stuff I put together.
Yeah, I listened to it all before we got started here, and I'm really impressed. I really like it. I hope we're gonna show a lot of people that stuff. So, all right, time to move on to some questions. Jason, here you go. Oh, apparently that one didn't fit. What is the end line there, Jason?
Dear Patrick.
Oh no, where's the color behind it?
Oh yeah, so the color doesn't copy over from the slide to slide for some reason. So
does that say prepare your body?
It does say prepare your body, Patrick.
Oh. Yep.
Prepare.
Oh God.
Body.
Yep. Exactly. All right. It looks like all the animations and stuff stayed, but so we're good for that. But
okay, good. Okay, so we're going to play a little game where I ask you questions and you answer them. It's cool. Patrick, this is going to start off... yeah, I'm sure you can. So this is going to start off easier and get a little bit harder as the questions move on. And this first one is going to have several parts to it. You may recognize this because it was in previous episodes.
Yes, sir.
But the first question is for everyone. Who would you rather vote for as president of the United States if you had a gun to your head? Hillary Clinton.
Oh my God.
Or Donald Trump.
You didn't need to get any sort of weird picture for that one. It's just disgusting enough.
It's just so gross.
Am I voting on the merits of their photos?
No. Photos don't have anything to do with it. Or do they?
I think I'm feeling a little swayed here.
I noticed you removed the stone parrot.
I'm not.
Yeah. It's different pictures.
I think I'm gonna have to vote just based on Hillary's outfit. So I'm not voting for her. I'm voting for that ridiculous bikini, if you can call it that.
Okay. So you would vote for Hillary Clinton based on her swimsuit.
She has some particular features that I find more appealing than what I'm seeing in Donald Trump. Yes.
Okay, got it.
So I
That's
think
a fair answer.
Simple man.
I agree.
Well said, well said.
I agree that we should add. We should definitely add a swimsuit section to the presidential election.
I mean, I was kind of hoping to see, hoping in a sick and twisted, demented sort of way to see Donald Trump wearing something equally revealing, but that would have made my decision even more easy.
Yeah, I'm just mad that what Udo's talking about isn't actually a thing. Where's the Politico swimsuit edition?
Right. All right. Well,
Okay.
who do you...
Well, you guys can answer this, but you both have answered this way too many times.
Yeah,
So it's up to
exactly.
you.
So I think we'll skip it and we'll move on because we got a lot of stuff to cover
Cool.
this time. But yeah.
do. Okay, up next, who would you rather vote for as president if there was a gun to your head? Mitch McConnell, the walking turtle, or Bill O'Reilly, who just looks like, buddy. Your buddy. He's your buddy. Right there.
Yeah.
This one gets a little hard, right? Because they're both awesome.
Right. I thought you said this was going to get hard later.
The turtle
Okay.
or the pointer?
Yeah. The turtle or the guy who was fired because of sexual harassment?
Well, I think, and this one, I'm going to vote for which one has the most entertainment value. And in that one, Mitch McConnell loses, unfortunately.
It's kind of boring.
I'm thinking O'Reilly's got to be the winner here. Just because of it would be a shit show, not on par with what we're seeing now, but it would be more entertaining than Mitch McConnell.
It would be entertaining.
Okay, so
I
Patrick.
feel like it's almost on the same spectrum, but
Kinda, but in
Less-
very different ways.
yeah, but like less intense than I think what it is now. I don't know.
I mean, Bill O'Reilly's pretty much Donald Trump, right?
Yeah,
Right.
In many ways.
Kind of the same person.
but at least he,
Or
I
are
don't know,
they?
he made me giggle. Him against like Jon Stewart didn't make me hate him. I don't like him at all. Let me make that very clear. Actually, I do kind of hate him, but I don't know. I felt like there was some humanity in the interactions he had with Jon Stewart. I'm not sure Donald Trump is as capable of that.
I think
Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly has moments of like that are at least sane. That was redundant,
Right.
wasn't it? But
Right.
So
Donald Trump
let me
is-
get this straight. Contestant 1 and contestant 2 both vote for Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Okay. Contestant number 3.
Yeah, I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like Total.
Exactly. I'm voting based on the fact that he looks like a turtle. Like that's literally the only thing. Like I vote so that that one change.org petition from last episode will get more votes. That's the only reason that I'm
Fuck yeah.
choosing it.
I can't wait to see Mitch McConnell shed his shell and find a new one.
Right.
Or is that only like snails?
he's a turtleneck crab.
Yeah, he's a turtleneck crab.
All right.
Okay. All right. Next
Moving
question.
on.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you had
Oh.
a gun to your head, who would you vote for as president? Alt-left thought leader and Skyrim shout champion Johanna Schulman, or Kentucky millionaire and amateur UFC star Reen Boucher, who recently hit the papers for tackling Ron Paul. Rand Paul. Sorry.
Is there
his
a
son.
gun to my head in every question?
Yeah.
Every question.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Oh,
you'd just be
man.
all like, "Well, I choose to abstain."
So who would you vote for? Shout lady.
I actually have no idea who this lady is.
Oh,
Oh my god.
really?
Roll the tape.
All right. Hold on.
Wait, what's her
I'm
name?
not well. Oh, it's.
So
What's her name
This
again?
lady got really mad when Donald Trump got elected and was recorded screaming at the sky. I'm pretty sure we're about to get a video of it.
Yeah, I just gotta find it here. Hold on. All right. Whoop. And then.
There
boop.
we go.
Able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Right. ironic.
I mean, I think there are a lot of people that felt that way internally, but nobody took it to the nth degree like she did and really let it out.
That she instantly at that point ascended to meme status. Like just yeah.
I just want to hear her go, "Who's Rhoda?" and Skyrim the shit out of it. Okay. Who we voting for? Patrick. Did she woo you?
Now you gotta tell me who this other guy is. What was the story?
Okay, so the guy in the blue t-shirt there tackled Rand Paul while he was mowing his lawn like a week ago and broke 5 of his ribs, so he missed a couple votes. So kind of a patriot.
I guess you could certainly call him a patriot, but you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Screaming Lady.
Okay.
I want to see her do a presidential address, like screaming like a maniac.
That she would be dope. She could probably do it for the like WWE too and get just as like famous. Contestant number 2. What's your answer?
I think I might have to go with the guy that tackled Rand Paul. That story made me laugh.
He's a real go-getter.
It's just the absurdity of it, and the fact that it actually happened is gloriously hysterical to me. I don't know.
All right, fucking awesome. Okay, so we got people playing on both sides of the field here. Contestant number 3.
It's a very divisive field, isn't it?
Right. A guy who tackled Rand Paul because I'm against filibustering and she's a weapon of mass distraction. So
fair. Fucking fair.
Imagine,
that's pretty awesome.
Imagine the bullshit she could hold that up, right? She would just be like, Congress would never get a damn thing done, right? Like she'd just walk on in and be like, boom, fuck whatever you're doing. Ah! Ah!
They're like, the new tax plan is okay.
All right. What do we got next?
Very good answers, everybody.
Oh.
The next one's kind of hard.
All right.
If you had a gun to your head, who would you vote for as president?
Always with the guns.
Chronic public masturbators Louis C.K. and Vice President Pee Wee Herman, or Violent J and VP Shaggy 2 Dope from ICP? All of Louis C.K.'s future comedy would be written and performed by Pee Wee Herman, and the national anthem would become ICP's hit song Miracles.
Did you come up with this question?
I come up with all of the questions, sir.
Of course he did.
This is a master stroke right here.
Okay, so let's think about this. We have masturbators in the White House with Pee Wee Herman.
I'm sure we already have that.
Yeah, true. Or we get ICP as presidents, one vice president, and we also get to replace the national anthem with Miracles, which is probably the best song ever made. Probably.
I think I'm gonna go with the ICP.
ICP wins it. All right.
Which is the only time that you will ever hear me say those words about anything related to the ICP from here and until perpetuity.
Fucking fair enough. All right, contestant number 2. How do you vote?
I might have to go with Louis C.K.
Okay, so you want to see some more masturbation in the White House. Tell us why.
I appreciated his apology. I feel like he admitted it and took a higher stand than trying to deny it or ignoring it, and also his stand-ups are hysterical. I feel like his speeches would be hysterical. And morality is a interesting topic and issue, and it bleeds into everything, and I'm not 100% sure at this point that's necessary.
So let me get this straight. You would rather have a known masturbator in front of...
I'm pretty sure every male I know is a known masturbator.
Let's clarify this. You would like him to eye-rape women as the president, but you will not let a bunch of fucking clowns be president.
We've already got one.
They're not actually
I'm just fucking with you. No, it's a great answer. It's probably a good answer. Udo.
All right.
Contestant number 3.
So as everyone knows, I've been to terrible places on the internet, including chasing down the backstories of the Insane Clown Posse, right?
Shut the fuck up. We need to know. Tell us everything.
And watching like their
Information we need.
right and watching their like public addresses and things like that. Did you guys ever see when they were on the Howard Stern show?
I have avoided watching anything with them other than Miracles.
They've been on the Howard Stern show 3 or 4 times because Howard fucking loves these dudes, right? Just because of their personality outside of being a musician. He hates their music. He hates them as musicians, but he absolutely loves them as like guests and interviews. So there was a show where they were on the same show with Sharon Osbourne. It was Sharon Osbourne, those guys, and on Howard Stern, right? And like they're fucking the way they converse with people is fucking hilarious, right? And so I think that the State of the Union would be the best thing that has ever occurred on television at all if these guys were in charge of saying it. I don't care about whatever else happens to the country. We will go to war with somebody because of the bullshit that they say, but it's going to be funny right up until the apocalypse.
It'll be worth it because I laughed.
Right.
No, that's awesome.
And Louis C.K., I mean, he's a comedian. He's a good comedian, but comedians tell the same tales over and over and over again at different shows, then develop new things, and then move on. Those two are fucking just hilarious at how bad they are at life. And like, oh man, they're just addressing everybody is like, you know, if some senator decided that there was something that was wrong with whatever they did, they'd just be like, come over here, bitch! And they just like that's the way they talk all the time. And then they sit back and act real like, you know, we're professional and we do whatever this is. Then someone talks even the slightest amount of shade and they're just all like, well, fuck you! You want to come over here and suck all these nuts? Oh, case closed. I'm way fucking cooler than you. That's their whole entire strategy. And I would like to see them roast Kim Jong-il. Or Kim Jong-un, sorry. Un. That's what I meant.
I feel much better about my vote.
I knew who you meant. Okay, so we have 2 for ICP and 1 for Louis C.K. Looks like ICP takes it and will be the next president of the United States.
Hail to the chief, baby.
Hail to the chief. Great answers. All right. Next question. This one's getting a little hard. You're on a routine business trip for FedEx when unexpectedly your plane crashes and you end up stranded on a deserted island. You have nothing there except for coconuts and a volleyball you tear from the wreckage and turn into your friend. On a scale of 1 day to 10 days, how long till you fuck that volleyball? Patrick!
I'd be fucking in the first 5 minutes. Are you kidding?
Yeah! 5-minute shipping. All right. Contestant number 2.
I think I could be maybe a tad more creative than the volleyball.
Coconut it is.
Volleyball's very creative, though.
True. Very true. Shayna, do you have more to add to that, or do you want to just continue so it doesn't get awkward?
No, that was that.
Okay. Contestant number 3.
I'm gonna have to say 10 days, dude, because my spank bank is like the Federal Reserve.
Right?
That sounded way too polished.
Oh, shit. He has to say that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
It's how I introduce myself.
President Trump dies in a free gasoline fight accident. You're elected as the next supreme leader of America. What's your first agenda?
Does my agenda have to involve one of the photos I'm seeing, or are those just decorations?
That's just
Decorations.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Do you
set
want a joke-
dressing.
A joke answer or an honest answer? I can give both. A joke answer and
give
an
whatever answer comes from your heart.
Oh my! See, the goddamn push to talk. I'm gonna take a while to get used to that. Okay. My first agenda would make a channel where I can sit for 5 minutes and talk about all the annoying shit that people do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
That's
a
like what we're
presidential
doing.
address. It'd be like, hey, when you guys misuse the word literally, stop it. I'm the president.
That's actually pretty awesome.
I am a terrible
Learn how to
criminal
spell.
of that. A terrible criminal.
Yeah. All right, contestant number 1, that was a fucking great answer. Contestant number 2, would
Well,
you use your powers for good?
I might take all of Texas, Utah, some state like that. Let all the people in the South that want to be in their own country be in their own country. Put a big giant wall around them. Let them have all of the guns they want and leave them be.
So you're talking about the purge. I fucking love it.
It's what
All
they
right.
want.
Can you let me
funny.
have a house on the wall so that I can watch them destroy themselves?
Oh, it'll be live streamed. All right, contestant number 3.
Well, I mean, I do it just the way that I would do it in real life, which is literally whatever I was talking about earlier today would probably become law. So, as of officially me becoming the Supreme Leader of America, cereal is now a soup. Z44RK33V, thank you for the follow. But cereal is now a soup. We shall now refer to paladins in role-playing games as white guards, and jet skis are now called motorcycles.
I like these.
Motorcycles, that wins.
Yeah.
What if motorcycles wasn't passed through Congress? Would you take extra steps?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
Good.
they're all gonna earn minimum wage now.
Fuck yeah. That's some shit I can get behind.
Yeah. I'm
Now
Supreme
you
Leader.
need those lobbyists.
Right. If I'm Supreme Leader and I'm just making choices, bam, minimum wage for Congress, minimum wage for House of Representatives.
That's excellent. Okay, I dig these answers, guys. I'm going to warn you right now, it's going to start getting hard.
And if you-
Okay, next question. I'm ready. Okay, national treasure. Nicolas Cage has stolen the Constitution. He will only give it back to America if you answer this question. How many amendments are in the Constitution of the United States of America?
What is this, a civics class? Oh
It's,
my god.
it's leading up to something bigger.
Right.
Christ. 22?
That's a great answer. It's
It's
wrong.
wrong, isn't it? Yeah.
Shayna, what's
It's
your
wrong.
answer?
Oh, freaking A.
I'm gonna look it up while you're answering.
27.
That's a pretty good answer.
It's wrong.
I'm not gonna go that far.
The my brain's telling me 28, but it's probably wrong. But yeah.
It's 27.
Oh,
Ah!
all right.
Wow.
28's a good guess.
Well, it's
All
Okay, so
I'm
I'm
all
at least in the ballpark.
right.
Yeah,
my,
you guys weren't that far off. That's not bad.
my brain's retroactively
actually-
adding the ones we need. So
I have actually
Exactly.
read through them all. That's why I'm proud of myself for remembering.
Yeah,
I could have
no, well
also
done.
been random.
I had a class a few years ago that made me practically memorize every fucking amendment. It was a great class. I would definitely take it again and recommend it to other people. All right, follow-up question. If you had to choose to give up one constitutional amendment
Oop.
for the entire United States of America, which one would it be?
ugh.
I would
Yeah, this one's fucked up.
I would reinstate prohibition and watch the country shit itself.
You can't. Why are you giving up? That's not to say.
I'm giving up the amendment that got rid of prohibition.
Alcohol is not in the Constitution.
Wait, aren't we talking about amendments? Isn't one of the amendments to end prohibition?
I don't think it is.
Really?
I'm gonna Google that shit. 'cause I should know that.
Amendment number 18 is liquor outlawed.
Yeah. I was saying I want to.
I'm the one who's unprepared for this, ladies and gentlemen. Well said. I think that's really fucked up, Patrick.
It would just
But
be
I like
for
it.
1 year.
Wait, why only 1 year?
Well, isn't that what you said? Only for
No, it's forever.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't think that through.
You wouldn't last that long.
I think people would still drink.
Yeah.
Then we had all those speakeasies and those secret bars that are underground, and they would all the hidden culture of drinking would go back underground again.
Okay. Well, I dig the answer, Shane.
Isn't that a great idea?
I don't think so. I like the idea of more speakeasies. I love speakeasies.
I think we should just have more of those in general.
I also like Tommy guns and old school mobster car chases. So there's a bonus to that too. Shayna, what's your
It's a
answer?
great era.
Yeah.
I can't decide if I would want to obliterate the presidential branch or the judicial branch of the government.
Woo. Why do you want to ruin the United States of America? No, on a real serious note, though, why would you eliminate one of the branches? Do you not believe in checks and balances? Or do you think it's not working?
I don't think that the checks and balances are happening very well. I think the judicial system is a joke. I think that its intention is great, but people are people. And the presidential, it's a little too much power, not enough power. I don't mind the checks and balances, but this whole entire document should have been rewritten a number of times over the years. Things have changed. Things continue to change.
Okay. I guess that's pretty fair. Do you really think it'd be different though if you broke
I
up
have
the
no
power?
idea.
Okay. Gotcha. No worries.
Chaos. I don't know.
All right. Contestant numero uno.
Am I still supreme leader in this question?
Sure, I don't care.
Term limits.
Okay.
Because I'm supreme leader,
can
so
dig it.
pow pow pow. Now I'm there forever. Do.
No, I'm really supreme leader.
But if I wasn't supreme leader, of course not
Yeah.
term limits, because that's real important. Because then you end up
fucking
with
important.
people like me in charge forever.
Yeah. Or Trump.
Well, yeah.
God, terrifying.
But taking a look at, the rest of the amendments, almost all of them are pretty good. I'm gonna have to say, do I get to rewrite one if I break it?
You can do that if you want.
Right. Well, because I think that the Second Amendment needs to be updated. So, smash it, recreate it.
That's fair.
Yep.
What would it look like then?
I'm saying that we need to specifically put in there, wording of an equivalency to what type of weapon should be the right to have. Because the way it's written right now, you need to be able to defend yourself against enemies with different types of weapons. So you don't need to have nuclear weapons, but technically, if you twist your fucking eyeballs enough, you can justify that. We can get, you could use nuclear weapons as a private citizen. So,
Oh, that's a great idea.
yeah, because the phrase arms becomes real fucking fluttery.
Vague.
Right? Yeah, because
But you don't know. In about
was-
100 years, when we're all flying rocket spaceships and we have to fight off the aliens that only die from atomic bombs that we fire from our spaceship, you might regret that.
chat says they need nukes. So
I need nukes.
I suppose that as you guys would be obviously my favored constituents, I may have to make it so that we can all have nukes.
Yeah, we would all get it.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Good questions or good answers, guys. I like it. On to the next question.
All
I
right.
feel like I'm learning so much about all of you.
Good. I hope so. We've already done this one before. Patrick, this is new for you, though. So when was the last time you changed your opinion or belief about something major?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I know I have an answer to this question, but I think I've been changing, generally speaking, about my political leanings and not being super liberal, but more kind of middle of the road libertarian, if that's a thing. Just seeing some really shitty behavior on the far left that I find absolutely absurd, reprehensible, and toxic. Mostly the idea that, if you disagree with somebody or they're, let's say, like hate speech or something, you're allowed to prevent them from speaking. Like dialogue is no longer part of the strategy. Like, you're literally, if we don't like what you say, you're not allowed to speak. And I think that's crossing a line. Like, that's actually not okay. You can't do that. I mean, maybe that guy is an asshole, he's a Nazi or whatever, but the problem is you can use that thinking against well-thinking, good citizens who just want to speak their mind. And you can't wield a weapon in one direction. It's like the One Ring. You know, no matter who has it, it's going to be bad. So anyway, I guess that's a long-winded answer, but yeah, I think I think that's something that's changed. Mostly thanks to watching the videos of Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that guy.
Yeah.
Big fan of his. I'll leave it at that. So.
I think he is a dangerous, useful, and dangerous person. And I only say dangerous just because you probably feel the same. Literally, some of the things that the logic that he was, it's not that it's the things that he was saying, it's the logic behind it really shook me, completely turned around a lot of the ways that I was thinking before. It kind of shattered my reality, actually. Yeah. But for the better. I was a little frustrated, I think. I became obsessed with some things that I don't fully understand because, well, I could go on and on about why, but...
Joey Emo 208, keep that thought in your head. We may cover that later.
Promise we will cover that.
Hey Udo, sorry to interrupt this whole thing, but I'm trying to post a link to the chat, but it won't let me.
Oh,
it's popping up.
I mean the internet chat.
Right. Let me. I'll go mod you. But anyway, you want to? Are we moving on from this question? Did you get everything you wanted out of him?
Yeah, that was great. Good answer. Right. And I'm also happy to hear that you have a pretty open mind because shit's gonna get weird tonight. All right, next question. Teach me something that I don't know in the next 5 minutes.
Interesting. I like the great picture. Agnes, teach you something that you don't know in the next 5 minutes. Okay, this is gonna be really, really nerdy. There is a moon asteroid thing that's shaped like a rugby ball. It's way, way out in orbit, and it's got a ring. And it seriously looks like a rugby ball. It's like a flat egg-shaped moon. Now you know that.
Crazy. Where is it?
It's in space.
I know it's in space, man.
It's got an orbit that's like
is it in our solar system?
Oh, it's in our solar system. It's going around the sun. It takes I don't know, 500 years to go around, and we just figured out what shape it has, and it's cool. It's the weirdest shaped moon we've ever seen.
That's fucking badass.
And now you know that.
I do know that now. Thank you for telling me that.
All right, Patrick, you should be modded now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would any of our other contestants like to share anything?
Yeah, no, I don't know. No, I taught you last time. You can wait.
Okay, sounds good. Fair enough, and we got plenty of questions.
Right.
So, next we have a new game, guys. It's called Dictators and Innovators, and I'm going to explain how it works real quick. I am going to read off some quotes to you, and these quotes are broken up into two categories. They're broken up into innovators and dictators. And essentially, all you need to do is tell me whether or not you agree with the quote. These quotes could be from anybody, innovators or dictators. Innovators would include like contributors to thought, to business gurus, economics, politicians, war heroes, really anybody that might be bettering society in some way. Dictators could be anything from, a dictator to a warlord to a mass murderer or a serial killer. At the end, after you answer all of these, if you tell me you agree with all of them or don't agree with them, I'll total it all up and tell you all whether or not you're closer to an innovator or closer to a dictator.
I'm ready.
So you guys ready? All right. Let's start off with the first one. It'll be real easy at first, and then it's gonna get a little tricky. Okay, first one. Emancipation was a proclamation, but not a fact.
So I'm supposed to determine whether the person who said this is a dictator or innovator?
No, you just need to tell me whether or not you agree with it.
I think it was a fact. Yeah, it was a declaration which then became law, or was then acted out. But it may have began as a proclamation, but I don't know.
Okay, so you don't agree with it, Shayna?
I think Patrick may disagree with your agreement.
I mean, emancipation was a proclamation, but not a fact. Well, it was originally a proclamation that became true. So maybe it depends on when you're asking that question. Just after it was proclaimed, or
fuck's sakes, Patrick.
later?
Right?
Just answer the fucking question.
I'm trying to answer a poorly worded question, but
Right. So assume a hobo came up to you on the street and said, "Emancipation was a proclamation, but not a fact." Would you say, "Go away" or "Tell me more"?
I would say go away unless he had candy.
All right.
Okay. Stranger danger. All right, Shayna, what is your answer? Do you agree with this?
I'm
Is
pretty
this
sure
fucking bullshit?
emancipation was a fact. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, so you don't agree with it either. What about you, Uda?
I'm gonna say I don't agree with it.
Okay, that's 3 I don't agree.
Right.
You're a dictator.
You're a fucking dictator. No.
You're Kim Jong-un.
All right. What was it?
Okay.
Was it an innovator or a dictator? Did we
You
get
guys
to?
will find out. I'll tell you
all
after
right.
all this is done.
All right.
It was probably Elon Musk.
That's funny. That would be terrifying. All right. Next one. Better to live a day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep. Do you agree with
Jesus.
that, Patrick?
I think I like the idea of living long, regardless of whether I'm a sheep or not. I think, okay, if it was like 1 day as a lion versus 2 days as a sheep, I'd be a lion. But the ratio is a day to 100 years, so I want to be a really old sheep.
Okay. Good answer. How about you, Shane?
I would rather live 100 years as a sheep.
It's
All
almost like a punishment. You shall be banished 100 years as a sheep. Of
How
course,
about
if it
you,
was a
Udo?
punishment, I'll take the day as a lion.
I'm gonna take
For
this
sure.
not so literally, and I'm gonna take the metaphor that's behind it, and I'm gonna say
That's really cool.
I agree with it.
Okay.
You know
All right,
what?
good
That's
answer.
a really good point.
Because that's pretty much what all
I'm
these
just
are.
over here being a jokester.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
you want to change
I
your
agree.
vote?
I agree. I think the sentiment of this statement is I would rather spend a day being aware of shit than to be a sheep and follow, I guess.
Way to be a lion about it, Patrick. All right, I'll change your vote.
I'm
Jeez.
not lying.
Yeah, I think I want to change
Oh.
my.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, shit.
I'm a. What are we? We're all.
And the sheep
Okay.
fall in line.
So
We're all becoming dictators. Just
we're all
one step at a
lions
time.
here.
Right. My new
Loving
rap.
it, guys, loving it.
My new rap name is
Okay,
now going
next
to be
question.
be
sorry.
my new rap name is going to be Flex Lion. So.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right.
Okay. Next quote. Sorry, not question. Reading is not an end to itself, but a means to an end. Do you agree with that, Patrick?
Whoa,
I
deep.
agree.
All right, it's like
I think. I mean, it's going to turn out that, like, you know, Stalin said this. So, but
Did Stalin
I
write a
think
book?
yeah.
If he did, it would probably be.
It's called How to Kill Half of Your People in One Winter.
So I
That's
think reading, yes, I
too soon.
believe that reading is not an end to itself unless you are a 4-year-old learning to read.
Woohoo! I did it.
Yeah, true. That's a fair point. How about you, Jay?
fell down the hall.
Shane is oddly quiet about
Yep.
reading.
It's hard to not take this so. I don't know, philosophically. I
Yeah.
like reading.
I want you to take it philosophically, Shannon. Take it
Yeah, it's
It's like
It's a
reading is
quote,
not
I
an
mean.
end to itself, but I feel like a means to an end is just you're reading it because you have to versus you're reading it because you want to. Is that a misinterpretation of that question?
I guess.
I mean, it's a quote. I don't know. It's up to you how you want to interpret
Yeah.
it.
It's up to
whether
you.
want to be a dictator.
Right.
Yeah.
It's up to you and the guy who actually
you
said
like
this.
that painting.
Well, just I don't want to be a dictator, but my opinions maybe make me a dictator. Is that's what we're doing
I'm just
here?
gonna say that not all these, not everything that you read that's good is from a dictator. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Very true.
Yeah, Hitler liked dogs.
Yeah, and they're what, evil? I don't get it. But
No, I mean, sometimes when you just hear one fact about someone, you might think they're a good guy.
yeah.
If all you knew about Hitler was how much you
Let's
liked
not
dogs.
get the halo effect. What do you think, though, Shayna? Give me an answer. I need it.
Reading is not an end to itself, but a means to an end. I'm going to say reading is not an end to itself. I
So you agree with
agree
it?
with it.
Okay, that's fine. That was easy. Udo, how do you feel?
Books are for nerds. But yeah, you got to read them in order to finish stuff. So I agree.
Yeah.
Dictator.
Potato wiener.
All right. Next quotation. There's not very many quotes, by the way, so this will end pretty soon. I can tell that you guys are already getting antsy. All right, the next one. I must study politics and war so that my sons may have the liberty to study mathematics and philosophy.
I mean, I guess I agree that person said that. I guess if I'm to interpret this the way I think it. Wait, are you asking if I agree with the sentiment that like
Yeah.
it's my job to like take the burdens of society and lessen them for my children? Or something
It's up
like
to
that?
your own personal interpretation, Patrick.
Okay. Yes, although in my case, I'll be studying things other than politics and war, probably. Maybe, I don't know. I'm fighting the good fight, I guess, voting for shit so that my kids have a better life. But I have no kids, so what do I care?
Oh, that's a fair point, but maybe you like other people's kids.
I do. I like my sister's niece and nephews. Actually, excuse me, my nieces and nephews. They're her nieces and nephews. They're mine. That's how families work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is a weird one. Did I answer it?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Shayna, do
I
you agree
don't.
with this or no?
I do not agree with the logic of this statement. Nope.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything to add?
I don't think that it is absolutely necessary to must study politics and war in order for our sons so that my sons, it's in the wording. I don't think that is the only way for your sons to be able to have liberty and study math and philosophy.
Fair enough. All right, Udo.
I'm going to say I agree because the chat, they are my children. And I must study politics and war so that I can
Protect them.
I must protect you.
I love it.
So that they can call me daddy.
Hell yeah! All right.
I don't know why, but that word really creeps me out.
That's why.
Yeah,
That's
kinda.
why I said it,
Daddy.
right? That's because it's one of the creepiest words, just to end up that way. Unless it's actually like your dad and you're 4, right? You know,
Arguably, the only time it's appropriate. To
Right.
Say, well,
Just
it's
tell,
not
like-
that it's not appropriate.
right?
but-
Can when you say
Or for some reason, if you're Biggie, for some reason,
Right.
when anybody calls him daddy, I'm like, that's fair. That makes sense.
yeah,
I listen to a lot of rap.
Or I'll be like the guy from Back to the Future. He's like, "Yeah, you too, daddy-o," because he's
Oh yeah, right.
oh yeah, adding the O takes the creep right off of it.
It does.
daddy-o's. I'm pretty sure that's a cereal.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back on track. We are getting way fucking out there. We're talking about Back to the Future and shit.
Yep.
Okay. Next quote. Riots are the voices of the unheard.
Lightning round.
Patrick, do you agree with that? What's that?
Lightning round.
Lightning round.
Lightning round.
Yes, they are the voices of the unheard.
All right, Shayna, go.
I agree with it. Yep.
I'm gonna say yes. So it's a bunch of. What was that? Yeses? That's 3 yeses.
3 yeses. I don't think we've had that yet.
All right.
Yeah, we have.
All right, lightning round over. We can actually talk about it. I was just being funny.
I thought it was fucking awesome.
Are you
Finally,
saying,
these motherfuckers are being decisive. Jesus.
are you saying that we need to wrap
None of this
up?
is real, right?
No, I just thought it would be funnier to force a lightning round, right?
Yeah, that was great. I'm going to add
Actually,
that next time. I like it.
We were so much more decisive that time. Every round should be lightning round.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about it, or do you want to move on? Oh,
I moved us on.
So fuck
I moved
y'all.
us on.
All right.
Only
Any
2 more.
law that violates the inalienable rights of man is essentially unjust and tyrannical. It is not a law at all.
Agree.
All right.
Unless we disagree on what unalienable rights are.
Doesn't matter. Shayna.
Yeah, basically, fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, I disagree. Any
Okay.
law that violates the inalienable rights is essentially unjust. No, I agree.
Okay. That's 2 for agree. How about you, Uda?
I agree. And it's pretty simple. Thanks, Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. We have 1 bonus quote that's not really worth any points. Hold my cough F. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah, I agree as well.
All right.
Shayna, do you disagree with Kofefe and being held by someone?
I'll agree.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Jason,
Are we-
cover us and what we got going on here.
Okay, so let's go back to the first one. I want to talk about it a little bit.
All right. Hold on. There we go.
Okay, so this was Lyndon B. Johnson, an
Yay.
innovator. So basically, what he was talking about was the fact that even though the Emancipation Proclamation was created, it really didn't stop slavery. So he made this. He said this in Congress to Senator. I forgot which senator.
Right.
So y'all failed that one, but it's all good. Okay, the next one. Who is this one? Oh, so that is Mussolini.
Yep.
And it was really nice of you all to agree with him.
I convinced
I
everyone.
had a feeling.
Yeah.
I convinced everyone to be a dictator. Bam.
Yeah, you did. You did a fucking great job.
So far, I'm on the goal for where I want to go. I think I've got
Yeah,
two
exactly.
points towards dictator. So
Exactly. Okay.
you
But a
cut.
means to an end.
Right.
Said Adolf Hitler in Mein Kampf.
Yep.
I guess we can all agree that Hitler once upon a time said something normal.
Yeah.
I was saying something about did Stalin write a book? Right.
Yeah, you did. I know. I tried not to laugh so hard. I was like, damn, bust up. Okay. I think next time I do this, I'll read off the quote after you guys vote because I think it'll be smoother that way.
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit smoother.
Yeah. I must study politics and war so that my sons may have the liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. That was John Adams, an innovator in my book. You guys all agreed with it, though. It's good. It's good.
That guy was such a dictator. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Next quote. Oh, riots are the voices of the unheard. That's MLK. One of my favorite quotes. And I think you all agreed with that one too. So well done. And the final quote: any law that violates the inalienable rights of man is essentially unjust and tyrannical and is not a law. That was by Maximilien Robespierre, and he headed the Reign of Terror in France during the 17th century and massacred 40,000 villagers, executing
Alrighty.
them for crimes against the state, including dodging the draft. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Motherfucker.
Trump would have been executed 5 fucking times by now. The last one or
The
both.
first one would be the most effective. The other 4 would be less effective, I think.
Yeah. So the last one, hold my cough F. Does anybody remember that one?
I'm trying to
It's not
remember
the full
which.
quote.
He didn't
Yeah.
actually say "hold my kofef," did he?
No.
No,
Does
but so
not.
this was not Trump's that said hold my covfefe.
It was not, and it was not the full tweet.
Right. I
The end
wanna.
of the tweet said hashtag. Oh, go ahead.
Fuck, man. I want to say. Dude, I cannot. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember his name. Go ahead.
It was Kim Jong Un, and it was
Oh.
hold my cough F hashtag dotard, and it started the dotard hashtag.
Right.
Fucking
That was not
amazing.
who I was thinking. I actually was thinking there was a late night host who I thought made this joke, but apparently I missed Kim Jong Un's tweet. So
Yeah. I have really good news for you, Udo, and bad news for Shayna and Patrick. All y'all motherfuckers are dictators.
damn yeah.
Of course.
It's an extremely accurate test.
Yeah.
Let-
Yes.
right.
Completely accurate. Best
Let
way
the
to
reign
get
of the
to,
motorcycle begin.
Right, exactly. The next reign of terror. Okay.
All
Thanks
right.
for playing along. I'll make sure I get that a little bit smoother next time. And
I
give
think
you
that we learned
lightning rounds.
right some fun stuff to add into that. That'll be real fun the next time we do it.
Yeah.
So I've got some news for today. We're going to move into a little bit of news. Also, I had someone ask about possibly revisiting people that we've done on the show before because maybe it would be fun to have characters that we watch, kind of. So we're going to do a little bit of that. But so that Australia vote though, right? So
Yep.
61% voted yes for same-sex marriage in Australia. Revealed this morning. Our time. It was, Wednesday for them. They've already, been into the next day. But something outrageous like 79% of eligible voters voted.
Holy shit.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, just a huge number. And 61% of them voted yes. So it was
Seeing 79.5% turnout.
79.5. Yeah. Yep. Huge numbers.
That's like 4
That's
out of
insane.
5.
That's
Right.
practically 80.
Right.
That was
impressive.
in favor, right? That was
And,
in favor
yeah.
of same-sex marriage.
Right. But we've got
Fucking cool.
we've got turns out a local there that's going to be coming back to the show to tell us about his thoughts right before the vote was
Awesome.
revealed.
Oh, this ought to be good. Oh no.
Yeah.
Hello,
This
back
guy.
again today for the second video on this beautiful day. Wednesday, 15th of November,
See if we can figure out what the fuck he says this time.
2017. It's 7:30 in the
I think he's making these specifically for Mitch McConnell
I'm
because
going
they're
down
both
to shopping
turtles.
centre soon to upload these videos.
I still don't know.
10 o'clock this morning, an answer comes to same-sex marriage.
10 o'clock this morning, an answer comes to same-sex marriage. I'll translate. I think that might work out a little better.
That works.
As I said in my last video. Let's hope and pray it's no. No wins and definitely gets defeated. But I doubt if that's going to happen. I think it's going to be yes.
So he wants it to be no. He really hopes that it's going to be no and that they defeat him, but he thinks it's going to be yes.
What a shock.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be yes, make it as close as to the no as we possibly can. We do not want a full vouchered yes.
So he wanted to make sure that everybody votes at the 50% mark so that they don't, get an overwhelming yes, which happened.
Yeah, that's
But
amazing.
here's the part where I discovered that our friend here is pure evil.
Yeah.
I speak in a similar veil as the late great Fred Phelps would have spoken.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
I
Late
speak
and great.
Fred Phelps. Yeah. Everybody familiar with Fred Phelps?
Yeah, I've never actually heard him spoken about like that.
Yeah, exactly.
In Westboro Baptist Church in Kansas in the USA. This is evil. Wickedness before God. I'm not an independent Baptist, no. I'm Pentecostal. So I differ from Fred. But Jesus Christ gives his love to the world. Love the world
Jesus.
Yeah.
for salvation from sin.
But Jesus Christ, I want to join the
This
Western
wickedness-
Baptist Church.
Right. But yeah, so the news really is that they voted yes, and that we found out the turtle guy with sounds like has a mouthful of dicks is evil. So.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm surprised Australia didn't already have same-sex marriage. That's
Oh, it was such a huge fucking controversy over there. And it was like, the big deal was, right, all of their elected officials at the time were all anti-gay marriage. That was the big thing holding them up.
oh shit!
It took like a re-election to get some, some people with, different ideas in there, and then to finally be able to get a vote on it. And then they got a vote. And once again, the squeaky wheel is the loudest wheel. So the other side was very loud in opposition, while most people were all like, "Come on, let's just move on," right? And they finally got the vote through. There's a bunch of issues that are going to happen here, right? They're getting held up by a lot of the old guard that is still there. They are discussing currently now how this is going to work. Right, and people are already real pissed off at the way that people are talking about, like the leadership is like, well, we'll slowly integrate it in, maybe make an intermediate, marriage-like thing that they can get.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
oh yeah, that's gonna go over real well.
Yeah, seriously. That's going on right now, or that's what they were talking about before?
No, that's what's going on now. Now that it is, it's come through.
God damn it, they're so dumb.
Right. And it's because
it's pretty cut and dry.
The people who get these other people elected are the people who are against it, right? And so you gotta play to your base. And it would be real weird of these people to flip sides like that, right? Not only would they lose their current constituents, but we wouldn't gain any on the other side by flipping 180. They'd just be like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, you piece of shit. And then they wouldn't vote for you next turn. So
Right.
they've got to dig in and then fucking go down with the ship, basically. It's the only way they can stay in office for as long as they can, right?
Yeah.
But we're not going to spend too much the time on this guy, because honestly, it's a bunch of us like listening real close, like, what the fuck this dude just say, right?
It's really hard to do what he's saying. It's just like marble doing bad.
Oh, you figured it out. You gotta hold. You gotta grab your cheek, dude. It's like
you just gotta grab your cheek.
That's the only way that you can talk like this.
Reprehensible behavior.
That's fucking hilarious.
This country's going down the shitter, and one of these cons need to get out of my country.
I can actually understand you though.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's actually pretty impressive too. That was a really good job.
I don't have marbles in my mouth like he does.
But we're not gonna.
Maybe what he sounded like when he was your age.
Right. So we're not gonna spend too much time on that guy, but we're gonna go take a look in at one of the newest videos from Sage Wanderer here, and he's revealing a shocking revelation.
A hat.
Yep. This is my favorite video I've ever seen of him.
Is he about to assault us with that banjo?
He is. He is.
Oh my god.
George Soros is a vampire.
Fucking yeah! Started off real, motherfuckers. Is he singing a song?
Yeah.
They say vampires don't exist, but I strongly disagree with this. One still lives amongst us, can't you see?
Holy shit.
Still lives amongst us. That means he's admitting to previous vampire existence.
Yeah.
He plays us like a big chessboard, ruling with his zombie horde, funding his assistant, Hillary.
Oh shit!
George Soros is a vampire, but I can't prove it. Can't you see?
This shit is fire, dude.
In a galaxy
I'm
so
calling it.
far
I'm
away,
calling it.
a long time ago, the ancients say he ruled an evil empire secretly. Vader was his closest friend. The Death Star was the evil end. Star Wars was a document.
Hey, Patrick, can you make us a techno dubstep remix of this?
Holy shit.
I mean, I guess I could wade through mountains of shit.
Right.
As well. I mean,
right. I mean, I do it.
Could I actually? I could go. I don't know. Pay me. I'll do it.
Pay me.
To read.
Wait,
George Soros is a
back because I'm pretty sure it
vampire.
says Star Wars is a documentary.
George Soros is a vampire. George Soros is a Sith Lord. Can't you see?
He did just say he's a Sith Lord, dude.
Is the Sith Lord. Holy shit, that song's actually fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, for what was going on, I thought this was pretty good, right? Remember that we don't want to watch the whole thing because this guy did spend time making this. So if you want to check out the rest of it, you should definitely search out Sage Wanderer on YouTube. Go subscribe to him, and he's got a shit ton of songs. So
That's so amazing.
yeah.
Can you post a link to this video in the chat? Because I definitely want to.
I'd have to go find it. I currently I download everything so that we can actually watch it. Otherwise, we'd have like YouTube frames and shit and ads and weird things. So, yep.
Isn't that the guy that made the funny Bigfoot noise?
Yes.
Same guy.
Which, by the way, if I think it's if you donate. Yeah, if you donate to our stream, that sound now plays on that side of the screen. Let me show you guys here real quick.
That is amazing.
Let me go test it to make sure that that's the case. I don't want to mislead people, but Streamlabs. Let's go hit the test button. And if it's not that sound, I'm gonna make sure that gets corrected. But let me hit the test donation here once it loads up.
Awesome.
Yeah, totally does.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that is the sound.
That's never gonna get annoying.
Yeah, that is. So if you follow streamlabs.com/Aristotle and donate, then that sound will play regardless of what we're doing. So
worth it.
Yeah,
worth it every time.
The next story that we've got here.
That would be fantastic. Somebody please do that. It's not that I even want the money. I want to hear it. I want to have it happen.
The story that I've got here is Jadu, born a white male named Adam, now considers himself a Filipino.
Wait a minute. What?
This is great.
Jadu, born a white male named Adam, now considers himself a Filipino.
Is this in America?
As a quarter Filipino, I think I find that offensive.
As a 0% Filipino, I find that offensive.
You know what? No, let's just hear this guy out because,
What's
like,
this
let's
guy's
think about
name
this.
again?
He knows he's not a Filipino. He just identifies as one.
It's
right?
Okay.
His first name is
really
J.A.
his gender.
Right. His first name is J.A. His last name is D.U. So it's Jadu.
You know, I identify as a gay attack helicopter. So there's nothing you can say that will change it.
That's actually a thing.
This is already.
What's up with the music?
Here comes, dude.
The struggle of Jadu trying to be a white Filipino.
On the real though, I want that damn vehicle.
It's pretty.
What is that?
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
about
God,
to
that
explain.
guy?
He's about to explain it though.
It's like a car out of Richard's scary book.
They use them a lot in the
totally is.
Philippines. Whenever I'm around the music, I'm around the food. I feel like I'm in my own skin. I'd watch the History Channel sometimes for hours.
I hate this man so
You know,
much.
whenever.
He's the fucking worst.
Jadu also identifies as a female. So
Yeah, I can tell. I
Right.
just fucking pointed out.
Go for it, dude.
Came to that, and nothing else intrigued me more, but things about Filipino culture.
I'm a purple,
I think if you're
sparkly
unhappy with
ragged.
who you are and you change yourself for the better, and that
That's
makes you
right,
happy,
Shayna.
Go for it. But I would never say it was a privilege to be unhappy with yourself all the time. Well, the funny
This is
thing
some weird
is
shit.
I had to make sure that it wasn't just me, because if it's just
Transracialism
me,
support
then
group.
There must be
There
something
it is.
wrong.
Right.
I have a feeling that an opinion that doesn't agree is going to go into the realm of now we're against transracial issues, and that is where I find this terrifying, because I have no problem with accepting people for who they are, but it gets ridiculous.
Also, the fact that the transracial community has 53 likes is pretty telling.
yeah.
It's not exactly much of a community. I think.
Oh wait, here's my question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean,
You finish.
yeah. I mean, this is obviously mental illness. What else? What other answer is there? Nobody.
Yeah.
There aren't. Also, this is exclusively wanting to change your race is exclusively a white privilege.
Oh yeah,
It's only white people that are claiming to be another race.
Incorrect. I
don't think that's true, actually.
I did find a video of okay, I gotta do some research. There's two videos I didn't bring on for this exact reason, because one seemed kinda fake, and it was about a black guy named Jaquil or something like that thinks he's a 35-year-old man from Dakota, or from Colorado, 35-year-old white man from Colorado. And it seemed real fishy, but they did a really good job of making it look normal. And then the other one was an African guy who said that he was Japanese, right? And it's like, that one was legit. I saw that one, but the video quality, I couldn't find anything that wasn't like all covered in just garbage that they put all over it in order to, try to make it seem like it's theirs. It was obviously stolen from a website that put a watermark on it, then stolen from another website that put a watermark on it, and then uploaded to 9gag and then some other garbage. And I was like, because it was from like 2007, so this has been around for a while, but this is just one of the most recent.
Maybe I'm just
yeah,
strange.
Gotcha.
Right.
Here's my question: Is this is gonna? I mean, this will probably detract from like the trans community in general. You know what I mean? Which, like, I think that's pretty fucked up.
Right. Oh yeah. No, this is definitely gonna muddy the water, right?
Yeah.
In hopes of getting our message out in a bottle, and people started to join. People started to message me about their conflictions with themselves. My family knows about my transsexuality, but they don't know anything about this. It's just my mom is kind of an older world person, and I just think that telling her something like that is just too wild. I believe that we all have the freedom to happiness in our own ways. We can pursue intimacy with whatever partner we want.
This has nothing to do with your partner, dude. This has to do with you thinking you're Filipino and you're not from the fucking culture.
I mean,
you're not
worded. I'm curious how this is going to be received, because this is extraordinarily offensive.
He should just go to the Philippines and see how well he gets along.
This actually does cross a line with the whole cultural appropriation.
Right? This just goes back to
that.
What was that lady
this
that
actually
was like...
is. You want to see what cultural appropriation looks like? That's literally it. It's one thing to love a culture, want to move there, eat the food, start to learn the language. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when you start to say, oh, well, I don't identify now with being what you are, which you were born as. I mean, it gets really gray and it's chaos.
It goes back to that, was it Rachel Dolezal or whatever? She was like at the head of the NAACP or whatever. You guys remember her?
Yeah.
And she pretended to be black.
Oh, what?
And then it turned out that she was definitely not black. And she's here. I'll find a photo of her. Give me a second.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was a huge controversy. She was removed from the NAACP.
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, Dolezal. Yeah, and she was like kicked out of the whole community. She did a lot of fucking damage to the NAACP, and I'm not gonna say the NAACP hasn't, made some of their own mistakes, but at the same time, it's like, it's shit like this that's just fucking abhorrent.
Right.
Dude, you should see the before and after picture of that woman, by the way. Go look up Rachel Dolezal and look at what she used to look like before she got her hair done and her skin tanned.
All right, well, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
I've got local man finds a cure for all cancers.
Everyone, welcome to my video. Always remember Google Deal Figure Entertainment. Check out my dealfigurentertainment.co.network. Google Staya, STAYAL. F-I-Y-A.
We watch a bunch of stuff where it's hard to
Remember, he's a
understand people. So
man, I always say wah wah wah. Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell you why I have America attention. You know, they have some method that they use to stop people from talking. Have you ever seen anyone with like a little like a device that's his throat and you think when he talk?
So he's talking about people who've had a tracheotomy, right?
Oh, I had no idea that's
Yeah,
what
I
he
didn't
was
put that together yet.
And he has such a respectful way of describing them too. You know, those people with the hole in their necks to talk like, wah, 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 wah. Yes, let me hear the rest of what you have to say.
Right? I'm not insulting them, but it's like it was cancer.
Sure.
Yeah, you are.
They have to take the cancer. I figure out how to stop that. With some method that if you're watching the video and I shoot them up, right? They all wake up to me. And also, I figure out how to stop the vision problem. Like, my eyes been blurry. I know how to like stop my eyes from blurry. I'm not saying I'm 100%.
He's got the cure, man. He's got the cure.
The most time that does it to me, I was supposed to blind and cripple a long time. Way long time ago. Now, I'm gonna tell you something down in the African American community. I don't know if it happened in the suburb
Here,
or what. I'm
here
sure
comes,
my
man.
experience
Oh,
of buying a pair of shoes. What happened? Now, down in on the
So just to catch everybody up, because this guy drones on a little bit. So he's talking about he's found a cure for how to keep people from having to have cancer removed from their throat so that they can't talk anymore. How to solve blurry eye vision and to fix cancer, right, all over your body. So,
okay.
And it involves shoes.
How many times did you have to watch this in order to actually understand that's what he was saying?
Just once, but I'm, I have special powers, so.
Stores and big corporation stores, let me say it right. You got some of the employees and they don't play. They bring weapon to them. If you read Art of War, some people will bring weapon from home.
It's the shoe salesman.
They say saliva. So saliva is something that
I don't know where he's like.
Now, when they go back there and pick your sneakers out, they will put stuff inside of it, like here.
So
big
big shoe stores, right? Big corporations put stuff in your shoes to give you cancer, right?
Jesus.
But he's got the solution.
Wow.
Brilliant strategy.
A lot of people in big cash, they don't know sometimes it's the shoes like this or the sneakers that you buy in the store cause that. Now my advice to you is get some cinnamon when you buy a new pair of shoes or sneakers and just dust it in there. Something like that. Or use some bacteria and kill what's inside of it. You got some of them in the store. Go check them out. $5
That's it.
So
yeah, put cinnamon in your shoes, dude, and it fixes everything.
Well, fucking
somebody should tell this guy that vinegar kills bacteria too, so he pours vinegar in his shoes.
But
what the fuck?
If you are at risk for having a tracheotomy, put cinnamon in your shoes, and it's all gravy.
It'll all be good. Keep smoking them cigarettes. You're fine.
Insane.
It's not from cigarettes. Apparently, my dog has gone crazy, but yeah, it's enough. Anyway,
silence.
Sorry. Someone walked past my house, and it's that's a crime. So
yeah, it's a crime.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, just a sec.
Finally, he's gone.
All right, guys, let's plot against him.
Hey, damn, I don't have chat privileges to post stuff. Patrick, I'm gonna send you a link to post for me.
All right,
dude, I posted that.
Oh, you did? Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I posted that exact picture. Well, a similar one.
Okay, cool.
All right. So anyway, yeah, that's the cure for cancer. So we can move on now that we're all enlightened.
Yay.
This is just cool as hell, and I thought that everybody needed to see this. An Iron Man-like flight suit that is in development.
Oh shit! Wait, is it American?
British inventor.
God, dude,
Yeah.
His jet suit.
Right.
it's much less bulletproof.
Right. Exactly. But the way that he flies is like Iron Man does, where he uses his hands to direct the jet.
Oh shit! This is pretty awesome.
Right.
That was like fun.
But
That's badass.
Yeah.
But apparently, that's such a bummer. Such a bummer. That's got to be expensive to get wet.
It's an indulgent toy.
Every time you take this equipment out, you know.
Anyway, so Patrick, what would you use that for if you had it and it was working just perfectly?
What would I use it for?
Yep.
General transportation.
Fuck yeah.
Of course, there's an off chance that I might run into a building or get blindsided by a bird, but
I could finally live
out.
out.
Says he's the founder of gravity.
That's amazing.
I've got a patent for it.
Yeah, I bet he created this fucking company just so he could have that happen. He's like, I'll put some leaf blowers together. I'll fucking fly around a lake, and they'll have to interview me and put that up there.
Right.
It's a shame because gravity is really the only thing stopping him from flying. You'd think he'd be the founder of anti-gravity, but
Yeah.
I don't know how these things work. Whatever he just did took 32.02 seconds.
Exactly.
Udo,
What?
would you use it for?
I'd finally be able to live out my dream of becoming a superhero, and then I would jet kick some dude in the face.
Fuck yeah. My
That's
answer's
it.
pretty terrible.
All right,
Go, wait, no, you finish yours. Sorry.
that's it. I'm jet kick some
Okay.
dude.
It's horrible, but like I worked downtown for a long time, and I had to deal with homeless people that would shit on the buildings that I worked in, like regularly, just shit on the walls, on the outside, or like pee all over the fucking doorstep. And to be honest with you, I would put that shit on and chase homeless people, just like all around downtown.
Jeez.
Yeah, I would make their lives terrifying.
I like
would build them a
the
shelter.
I like the Clown Baron's high speed nudism.
Fucking amazing.
Rolling down the street with your windsock. All right. Next, I have. This is my notes being fucked up, but this is the smog currently in New Delhi or Delhi. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
I actually
Yeah.
saw something about this the other day.
30 times the World Health Organization's safe limit.
Didn't they say
Everything's
that?
fine.
Didn't they say that every one day in that environment is equivalent of smoking like 40 cigarettes or something insane like that?
Well, it
Yeah.
might have even been more intense
I know
than that.
people who smoke more than 40 cigarettes in a
Yeah,
day.
it was
That's
something
terrible.
more insane than that.
Or maybe it's 47 cigarettes a minute?
Like, right.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
cigarettes.
it looks like Oregon like 3 months ago.
Right.
Well, even worse, but yeah.
How does it compare to what we had in Oregon?
It's worse
we were
there.
Only about, yeah, we were.
Well, you could see the building
Well,
still. The visibility was like
CNN.
a mile.
Right. How
It
are
says
these
44
people
cigarettes a day.
like still driving though? Right? Like I would be so terrified, and not that I'm gonna hit something, but that just someone's gonna be an idiot, right?
Yeah. Because it's going to happen.
And it's all about burning crops. That's all it is.
Maybe they should stop doing
It's all
that.
from
Yeah.
burning crops.
All from burning crops.
Fucking assholes, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Also,
I mean,
that
I get it. They need to fucking put food on the table. I get that part, but at the same time, it's like maybe you
farmers-
fucking stagger the days, asshole.
Farmers
It's
have-
fucking like.
Yeah, it's like in Fight Club when the main character and Marla switch days when they go to the different seminars.
Shayna, go ahead.
Oh, it doesn't actually.
Worst comment of the night.
The Washington Post is just farmers who have recently harvested crops in neighboring states are legally burning their fields, sending smoke into the air.
Right.
Construction projects and pollution from vehicles in a city that lacks adequate public transportation are making things worse.
I mean, that's fair.
Right.
They're like, and DARPA.
All right, my favorite part of this show is where I show off these change.org petitions that I found for you guys. Otherwise, I mean, the visibility, this wouldn't be there. You'd never know that these were out there.
I got one more little statistic.
Okay.
We'll see how doesn't post. I don't know where the study is, but supposedly a recent study linked 2.5 million deaths in India in 2015 to pollution. You got to imagine it's worse there now, and that's pretty terrifying. But
that is really bad.
Right. All right, let's be the change.
Anyway. Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited.
Yeah. The best.
Yeah.
All right, so this petition is to bring Shiba Inus to every single classroom in Carroll High School at Fort Wayne.
Fuck yes.
Shibas are great. We need Shibas for when we are happy and sad, and the only way to solve this issue is by standing together and getting a Shiba Inu doggo for every single classroom.
Nice.
The only problem is, obviously, the person who made this fucking thing, this thing has never had a Shiba Inu. So Shiba Inus have this thing, right? They're super stubborn. They're super duper duper particular about things, and they make a scream that is called the Shiba Inu scream that sounds like a young child in pain.
Jesus, really?
And they'll just do that if you startle them, if they're aggravated, if they're fucking bored, right? Or if they want to play. And it's it's not a good thing. But anyway, we should totally we should totally make sure that they get these in this school. So
where's the money gonna come from?
This is a terrible idea. It's hysterical.
How many more votes do they need before they get there?
Well, it'll be sent to the United States Supreme Court if they get 52 more votes.
Oh my God!
At Carroll High School, because the Supreme Court cares about Carroll High School.
Clownbrand says, "I think this was started by a breeder."
How old do you have to be
fair.
to do a change.org petition?
I don't think there's.
Do they have to get can they just get one Shiba Inu and have it visit the classrooms? I mean, come on, guys.
There's a lot of Shiba Inu petitions. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Right. But this one was just posted. Where's the thing? It says how long ago it was posted. Well, it got 25 supporters 12 hours ago. So
nice.
Yeah. I figure this is perfect. But all right, the next one I've got. It's changed blueberries to purple berries. Blueberries aren't even blue, they're purple.
I fucking love it.
Holy shit, that's so true.
So voting
and
for this.
I have actually heard Shayna and her sister, my girlfriend, argue that point.
Right.
Okay, blueberries are not blue, but are raspberries rasp?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course they are, dude.
That's not sound logic.
Neither is changing blueberries to purple berries.
Well, it's change.org, and so?
Yeah. They've only got 14 signatures on this, so...
I completely support your right to vote for this amendment, and I will laugh when it doesn't win.
I voted for it. So.
Twisty Top Hat also agrees. She's been saying, or they've been saying this for years. I'm sorry, I don't mean to assume anything there.
I hated the purple berries. They taste like burning.
Huckleberries are purple, and they will make you purple for fucking ever if you get them on something. All right, going to the next one. I've got... Come on, load up.
The suspense is killing me.
Change the name of horse to land seahorse. I believe that horses should be renamed to land seahorses because much how like seahorses are the horse of the ocean, or horses of the seahorse of the land.
That That is the most convoluted tautological nightmare I've ever heard.
I was about to say this is fucking stupid. I will never do this, but that last sentence sold me.
That last sentence is the reason it made it on the show.
It's so good.
Well, I think the land and sea kind of cancel each other out there, don't they?
Right.
You shut your fucking mouth.
All right.
Land seals.
Yeah, exactly. They've only got 7 signatures, so we can
only 7.
Right.
I believe it's 8 now.
Well, we can.
Looks like Jason wants change to happen.
I pretty much vote yes on everything.
Yeah, I mean, if it ends up on the show, obviously it's worth it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
It still only says 7. Maybe it takes a while to refresh or whatever. But anyway. Okay, so we're going to take our break here, but when we come back, we're going to cover One Giant Leap of Faith.
Nice. Oh, that's a great. I like it. Let's play some fucking sexy music from Patrick.
All right, guys, so we're going to take about a 10-minute break, let the hosts go take a leak, and I got to refill my cup. So we're going to leave you guys with some music. And let me make sure I got that queued up because it would be real awkward if I didn't. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back in just a minute.
Yo, living it right. We be we be living this life. We getting right like we right. You see my heart burns hotter than the center of the sun, like a blotter on the tip of your tongue. We getting funky. Yeah. Well, what you know about Lasso? Tell me, homie, what you know about hot coals? What you know about crossroads? Yeah. What you know about God's goals? What you know about oceans of roses that grow for the sake of the whole that controls us? What you know about roads full of gold dust, owed to the poles that alone hold the earth up? What she know about dreams? Tell me what she know about you, about me. Yeah, what she know about us? Tell me what you know about openness and trust. And I must be dead, cause I feel like I'm in heaven. There's a rush in my head and I can't stop spinning. There's a whole lot of love that I give for the women and the men who are present with a passion and a vision. And we living the life, we getting right as we christen the mic, liquid light, yo. And we living the life, we getting right as we christen the mic, liquid light, yo. And we living the life, we getting right as we christen the mic, liquid light, yo. And we living the life, we getting right as we christen the mic, liquid light, yo. And we living this life, we getting right, getting. So when I look around, all I see is liquid light. From the pigs to the kids who didn't fit in right. And it just might come as a surprise to the populace, but most of the people rocking the top were once synonymous. Now that this is something like a circle in a circle, son. We are one, so we hurt ourselves when we hurt someone. Work is done, but the sun stopped shining late. I saw the diamonds life provided in the lake, and I dived in deeper than neither of us could take. Stop, wait, baby, don't stop. Oh, wait, we always end up right round here in a place called now, in a state called clear, in a dance called death, and a growth called fear. In a field all day, in a wheel all year, but the rain gets hot and the soul grows cold, and the kids grow up and they all get old, and they spread their wings and they fall down flat. But it ain't where you're from, my homie, it's where you're at. And we living this life, we getting right as we christen the mic, liquid light, yeah. And we living this life, we getting right as we christen the mic, liquid light, yeah. And we living this life, we getting right as we christen the mic, liquid light, yeah. And we living this life, we getting right as we christen the mic, liquid light, yeah. Living the mic, we living the mic, yeah. We been living the life, getting right, liquid chip and the light, yeah. We living this life, getting right as we christen the light, yeah. And we living this life, getting right as we christen the mic, yeah.
This is someone who's doing something she's not supposed to. Not supposed to get into the cookie jar. It's like there was a law against it. Some things are against the law, you know. Drugs are like that. back and look at it another way. She's not supposed to go after the cookies. Maybe that's the reason she's not supposed to go after the cookies. Maybe it's not such a bad law after all. But she can't talk about that right now. She's wondering whether those cookies were really worth it. Drugs are like that, too.
You gotta want a cookie pretty bad to go through all that. Give me that.
All right. Wait a minute. Which one? Yeah, that's it. We are back. All right. So it looks like. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. I gotta unmute myself on Discord.
Jason will be joining us soon.
Now you guys can hear me, and everybody can hear you. I had you guys all muted.
Oh.
Yep.
Awkward.
All right, we're back. Yeah, Jason will be back soon enough. However, it ends up working. Yep. But yeah, so we're gonna get into the main story today, which is the moon landing conspiracy. Because, you know, shit's a hoax, yo.
Yeah, obviously. It was all an elaborate ruse.
Right. So, to cover the basics of the conspiracy, there are a bunch of people who think that the moon landing couldn't have happened because in the 60s, how the hell did we get to the moon? Why don't we go back there anymore? Where's the proof? And some shit about a flag because no wind in space. And those are like some of the main yeah, those are some of the main key things that they've got here on what's going on. So, I've collected some expert testimony
Expert.
exactly to put together a
They
case
persevere in their beliefs.
right and a case to attempt to convince you guys that the moon landing didn't happen. So Jason, where do you currently stand on the moon landing?
Okay, it fucking happened.
Thank you, Jason.
All right.
If you said it didn't, I was gonna be very mad at you.
The only thing that I'm a little questionable about is, like, I don't understand the science behind getting off of our flat Earth onto the round moon.
I can help you with that.
That was good.
So Shayna, did Kubrick make a video that faked this or not?
I think that it's entirely likely that Kubrick made a video that faked it, but I think that the moon landing actually happened, and I don't think that the footage you have is actually from Kubrick.
Good answer.
All right, so Patrick, is the moon made of cheese?
Entirely.
I told you we'd cover it. Yeah. All right, so here I've got some evidence of that necessarily doesn't refute the moon landing, but there may be more to it than we know. As you can tell,
background music.
That looks
Right.
just like a sphinx.
Oh yes, undeniably a sphinx.
yeah. As you can tell by this terribly washed out image, there's the Sphinx.
It couldn't possibly be the lander and viewed from a distance.
Right. Fucking spooky.
The music really helps drive the point home, though.
It does.
It could just be a picture of a fork, but you play this music over, like, what is this mysterious object?
I mean,
Exactly.
it definitely looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Or the Snowman.
Why did this need to be a video? Just show a
That's
picture.
what I'm wondering.
What's
'Cause then you
really
don't get the fucking music, bro.
yeah. What's
It's an
really funny
experience.
is it went semi-viral. Like
that makes me really upset.
This
God,
this has
America.
tens of thousands of views. So
it actually also doesn't refute the idea that we didn't go to the moon.
Right.
It's just a picture. All it's saying is like, well, if we did go, there's weird shit there.
Can I just point something out right now?
Yep.
It doesn't fucking look like a sphinx at all. Or even what could have been a sphinx before had the moon dust not weathered it away with the moon wind.
Right.
Like, fuck.
Wind.
Yeah, like clearly, you know.
All right. So assume this is real, right? Just real quick for the sake of conversation, right? Assume this is real.
I do. Okay.
What ramifications does this have?
Number one, Egypt was clearly the first country on the moon. Number two, we got some fucking explaining to do to the American people about why we lied to them and covered up fucking moon and space pharaohs. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
So you think it's the other way around, that moon people didn't come here and create the pyramids. Pyramid people went there to create the moon sphinx.
Yeah, thinking that people from the moon would come to our shitty planet with water is fucking stupid. Why would you do that if you're in Egypt and you live in a fucking desert and you don't need water because you already live in a desert, and you can just be like, I'm going to fucking space and building a sphinx and then hiding.
All right, so you can unassume now because it turns you into a crazy person. So, all right, so that was the moon sphinx. But so here is the first piece of evidence that I've got for you guys. NASA finally releasing the real footage.
Yeah.
We cannot believe you are on the fucking moon. Repeat, cannot fucking believe it. Over.
Yeah, that's exactly how it should have happened.
The moon, for Christ's sake.
Oh, look at that guy scaring the camera.
So
yeah, it's fucking funny.
So yeah,
I love that the real footage is worse cameras than the actual footage from Apollo 11.
I'm confused. Was that footage supposed to prove that we didn't go to the moon?
Yeah. Did you see the guys with cameras?
Joke. Yeah.
But it was just like they were just testing their equipment.
Can we talk about the real controversy here? Why does this video start with a moon clitoris?
Right.
What?
I think what Jason is all right. We're at 48 seconds, but moon clitoris.
That looks like an inverted nipple.
Yeah, I bet. It's a belly button.
It's if an innie outie.
It's how the Sphinx was born, guys.
But the truth behind this footage, right? I went through like 40 different people using this as evidence. Like, there's just so many commentary videos that people were all like, as we can see, right here, this guy's got a camera, and obviously, like, I had to search real hard for the original footage. And this is, as far as I can tell, the case of the trolls getting trolled super hard, right?
That's
like
amazing.
because like somebody went deep undercover to implant
Right,
this
deep down to the National Archives where anybody can watch the footage.
Well, what I mean is that some asshole on the internet got this made with his buddies or whatever, or they put it together,
I see what
and
you're
then
saying.
like implanted it into the the fucking moon landing skeptic societies.
I bet anything that you're right. I bet you're right.
But there's an amazing.
Was
Go
the
ahead.
idea that the landing footage that preceded then the footage of them standing around, that those two things were somehow stitched together? Like that's one set of footage?
Yeah.
So the implication, I guess, is that they didn't actually land. It's okay. Yeah. Okay.
President Pixel, no, we are not watching YouTube. We are reviewing evidence on why the moon landing is fake.
evidence.
This is scientific evidence, yo.
We are conducting experiments.
Right.
We're doing science. We're asking hard questions.
But so the next one I've got here, this guy is going to try to convince you that that everything was faked, right? With starting with a little bit.
Obama will?
When the Russians beat us into space.
Right.
We didn't deny Sputnik was up there. We didn't argue about the science or shrink our research and development budget. We built a space program almost overnight and...
So this guy starts out with showing off a little bit of what's going on with, you know, a famous speech from Obama, but he's gonna twist it pretty quick.
12 years later, we were walking on the moon.
I'm just gonna skip forward a little bit. Right. This is one clip that has shown how unbelievable the moon takeoff was, right? Where the fuck did they get that video from?
They left the camera on the ground specifically so that they could film their departure because they knew people would want that moment.
Right.
And
but
the
who
camera
went?
actually was programmed to tilt up to like they planned the whole shot. It was
right.
But anyway, that's the reason.
But who went back to get the tape?
You don't need to. You just
it was radio transmission.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we don't actually go to Jupiter.
Another thing about this footage that they don't like is that there's no flame, because I guess all flames must be visible. But if this thing had an invisible flame, it was different kind of fuel than they used to land with.
It shouldn't have a flame in space, right?
No, there can be visible flames, but some things burn clear.
How do you know? Are you an astronaut, Patrick?
I am not an astronaut, no. But I believe Wikipedia can confirm or deny. No.
Yeah.
But he is a space cowboy.
Fact.
Sure. Cowboy.
Just take the compliment. Jeez.
I am so complimented, you have no idea.
Right.
Having seen hundreds of rocket firings when I was employed by Rocketdyne, I know
this guy is a rocket man.
The jet of the lunar module lander, the lunar lander, would have created an enormous crater. It would have scoured the moon's surface. It would have tossed up rocks, sand, everything. And
also not true.
It doesn't have a fucking atmosphere.
Right.
No, he's just wrong though, because the rockets that they used to land they're 1/6 the power that you need. The thing weighs 1/6 less.
Right.
So you don't need to push as hard. Plus, a lot of the dust that was so like fine immediately landed on the surface. Like things don't have a trajectory. They don't have ballistic trajectories in space that are caused by clouds. They just have a parabolic arc. So all the dust just goes up and comes right back down. It's not the same as a rocket blowing off on Earth with pushing air around and making a big mess. It just doesn't work that way in space. But people, don't understand that. Especially not this guy.
I definitely like to say that this segment has been much easier than I thought it was going to be. Patrick has got the answers that I was supposed to. That I was like, well, I'd better answer this. Nope, I got to do shit. This is excellent.
And they would say like, why isn't there dust on the lander? It's like, I think. Take another look at the photos. It looked pretty dusty, man. Like a lot of times people are just outright claiming things that are nonsense that you can verify later.
Right.
True.
Maybe so large that the entire lunar lander could have sunk into it. After all, we're dealing with a 10,000-pound thrust engine. And yet, if you look at pictures of the lunar lander on the moon, there is no disturbance whatsoever under the lunar lander's rocket.
How do you know? That could have been fucking wavy bullshit, and now it's flat, right? That makes a lot of sense. It would have just been all like, right?
It also could have been blown away the surface dust, leaving what looks like more dust, but it's actually a hard, rocky underlayer. That we don't know. We have to go check it out again, I guess.
Right? Exactly.
I mean, it's stupid to even talk about this because, like, it clearly easily could have been any of the camera crew that just like swept it back in and made it look perfect.
Patrick, you ever seen this this video here?
I recognize this is one of a lot of the moon deniers use this as like their linchpin.
Right.
Whatever this, they think this is like the most damning evidence of all.
Correct.
I can't remember. There's a really
Shit,
boring
stuff.
explanation for it.
Oh boy.
Oh, I hit the wrong button and then
60
went all the way
Earths,
back.
the
We'll go
Earth-
back. Okay, let's get to where they start talking about that. Okay.
Government would have you believe that this is a view of Earth from a distance out of the spacecraft's window as it nears the moon. It is not. What
Oh.
they have
No, it's a
ingeniously
view
done
of- a
is
view of the
place the
Earth from
camera
through
at the
a
back
hole.
of the spacecraft
It's not
and
right up
centered the
against the
lens on a
glass.
circular window in the foreground.
It's just looking
Outside
at a
of
window
it,
from a
it is
distance.
completely filled with the Earth in low orbit. The circumference of the window then appears to be the diameter of the Earth at a distance, with the
That's
darkened
not-
walls of the spacecraft
Oh, I know.
appearing to be...
Oh, I know.
You just can't just say that.
I could
I know
reproduce
what
this
it
effect in 2 seconds. Like, open your window, go stand 10 feet away from your window in the dark, and film outside the window. And this is what it looks like. That's probably the Earth, but it's just obscured, like, like this.
Right.
Ooh, oh, look, it's not really the Earth. It's
Well, and then the other important part about this is that looking at this, it disproves the circular flat Earth.
yes, in one fell swoop.
Right. Obviously, it's not a circle because that shit ain't perfectly round.
Yeah, it's actually it's clearly, it looks like the Earth, like that's also being viewed through a round portal. Like, let's check out the history. Is there a round portal on the spacecraft? Pretty sure there is.
Right. So the rest of this stuff is garbage, right? I just wanted to show the big main pieces of evidence. This is like this guy starts tearing apart the telegraph.com or telegraph.co.uk and a bunch of stuff. So
I'm sure there was some fake moon rock out there. I mean, people probably capitalize on that.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so unidentifiable,
Landing
unidentifiable unknown conspiracies is the name of the YouTube channel that this video it comes from. So we're going to review what he has to say because obviously it's important. Oops, it was playing and I wasn't paying attention. Okay, hold on. There we go. It's just
the Apollo 11 photographs have a ton of inconsistencies, not the least of which is this spotlight effect we can see here. If you play with the brightness a little bit, it accentuates the fact that the guy is standing in a circle of light.
You ever seen any of the light controversies, Patrick?
yeah, most of them are just people who don't understand basic photography and how light works. You're standing. He's standing on. I mean, the moon is a huge reflective surface that will illuminate you from all angles. Plus, he has one single shadow. If there were multiple light sources, there would be more than one shadow. That's how light works. I don't know.
Yeah, but what if he's on the dark side of the moon?
I love you, Jason.
And I don't think that they're arguing that there's multiple light sources on the moon. But what if there was one super bright light source in a studio somewhere?
There's just lots of things wrong with that.
I was able to confirm that through NASA's data, going through stuff I saw on their moon landing information, that they didn't bring any lights with them. There was lights inside the lander, right, but nothing on that they brought to illuminate outside, because they were going to be landing in an area where there was going to be daylight outside. So, but yeah, I see exactly what Patrick's talking about. If you've got the sun pointed at some point wherever you're going to be, there's going to be a focal point that immediately reflects back at you if you're at a reflective surface. So,
right.
But this guy's point is that is obviously a spotlight.
But it's obviously not, because the background that's like 2 miles behind him is illuminated. A spotlight can't illuminate something that huge.
Right.
But that could also be an optical illusion.
Right.
That could be an optical illusion because all they have to do is make the ground behind him like
in more than one photograph.
Right. Bunch of these things, the fucking light sliders.
There are later Apollo mission photographs that do seem to show what looks to me like sunlit terrain.
You mean after we've gotten reflective filters innovated for cameras?
Yeah, and also the other pictures could have been more exposed in the center because of the way that the film was exposed on the paper. Like, who knows? We need to see the negatives before we make a call.
Right.
Unlike the Apollo 11 photos.
Who would have known? Photography got better.
The problem with the next photograph is that they took no other light source with them to the moon. The sun is the only thing
this
that's
guy's shoes.
up there.
His shoes are too bright.
He's in the shadow of the lunar module, so how do we see reflections off his boot heels?
That's a reflection of the other astronaut who's also wearing a white suit and is illuminated by the sun.
I feel
So
like you
it's
can
probably
almost even see it.
Yeah, it's very close to the one of the things that gets brought up by counter conspiracy theorists is that the entire ship is reflective.
Yeah.
So it could be fucking anything.
Yeah, that's funny.
Anyway, we are getting near the end of the show, so I'm gonna move up a little bit here, and we're gonna talk about the skyline from TruthStream.
Let's start this video by pretending that you believe everything NASA says, like so many Americans
Oh,
do.
shut up.
Despite the
Okay,
fact
no,
that
I want to
all
believe. I want to start that way.
government agencies in existence, NASA has one of the shadiest foundings of all time, complete with hundreds of Nazis shuffled over to the American
Nazi
secret after
NASA.
World War
What?
II in Operation Paperclip, including their star Werner von Braun, who got his own Disney special.
A voyage around the moon must be made in 2 phases.
And who NASA describes even today as one of the most important rocket developers and champions of space exploration in the 20th century, but who even they cannot deny was a card-carrying Nazi, member of the SS, and not only was he
they can't
running
deny it.
the underground slave labor facility where his rockets were being built, von Braun himself...
NASA slave labor.
And therefore, we didn't go to the moon.
Right. Well, no. She's got more. If we keep going up here, we can find.
She's attacking the character. Okay.
Right. Where did it go? Oh, this isn't the Skylines one. Never mind. This is her talking about Nazis, right? So that's one thing to bring up is that, you know, NASA is full of Nazis. That's what their entire point of this video is. So that's another point to bring up to everybody. Is that we have Twisty Top Hatter. Am I the cherry picker or are they the cherry picker? Because the answer is yes to both of them. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, they did actually bring Nazis, and I do think she is correct about Braun.
right. Well, yes, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not the fact that I don't think that this was a secret Nazi organization.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not true.
Operation Paperclip was not an operation to bring a bunch of Nazis to create NASA. It was to utilize a bunch of Nazi scientists with NASA. So,
and they're all fucking dead now.
Right, exactly. But I mean,
it's a whole nother point.
Once you have a Nazi in an organization, the whole thing obviously becomes a Nazi, right?
That's fair.
Right. But this one, not that one. This one should be the one with the skylines here. Nope. Apparently not. Apparently that video went away. Anyway, so to cover what we've got for the very last set of this, now that we've checked out the moon landing, right? The moon landing, they've got fake lights. They've got video evidence of it being faked in a set by Nazis with in order to hide the Sphinx on the moon. So
that's it.
This sounds like comic books to me.
Yeah.
Are we sure these aren't stories like somewhere in Marvel or DC Comics?
I mean, it is too. I'm sure.
In Marvel Comics, Dracula lives on the moon. Actually,
makes sense. That actually makes more sense than some of the people that. Some of the people we've talked to have suggested.
But so, Jason, now that you've seen all of the evidence, has this changed your opinion?
All of it.
Okay, I will not say that my opinion's been shaken, but I'm going to start reading about Egyptian astronauts after this.
All right.
Because I want to know if there's pyramids.
Compelling theory.
You've got an open mind, is what you're saying.
I do. I know there's pyramids on Mars for sure.
Right.
There's
Right
some
ne-
very pyramidal-looking mountains that may or may not be.
Yeah, right next to the face.
Yeah,
The face, but if you've seen the face, the new footage of the face, it's not very face-like. If you see like the high-res version of that is just a big mess.
Right.
Yep.
No face at all.
All right,
Goes
Shayna.
my childhood.
Shayna, has your opinion changed on the moon landing?
My opinion has not changed.
Drat! Patrick, you're my last hope. Have I changed you into a moon denier?
If anything, I became more resolute in my firm belief that we went to the moon.
Fucking great answer.
Right. So we're gonna finish out the show. I know that Jason said you've got someplace to go, but I got one more video if you're interested.
Oh, yeah, I'll hang on.
All right.
I wanted to say one thing about the moon landing too. If
Go ahead.
it's a hoax, that means that there are over 400,000 people who are in on it, because that's how many people were involved directly in the moon landings.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean,
it's a
that's
very
like
well
half the
keeping
people.
secret. Yeah.
That's-
so not one of them leaked it. Not one.
That's not hard for the Nazis to do.
Yeah, that's like half the
True.
people that were involved with the Las Vegas shooting.
God damn it, Jason.
Terrible joke, but I
That's,
mean,
that's a great segue.
All right.
yeah, false flag assholes. All right, sorry.
So I've got a video of some psychic predictions for this year.
Oh boy.
Right. Hamilton Parker. Mystic Talks.
Mystic Talks.
Coming up are my psychic predictions for 2018. I'm making these
I'm so
in
glad.
September
That was Anthony
2017.
Hopkins for a second. I was like,
Now this is a short one. I've made lots of little
Clarice.
segments in themes, and I've put them all together as one long video. If you'd like to watch that, so if you enjoy this one and you want to see the whole lot,
Right.
I've put them on my website. Well, that's the best place to get
This
to
is
the
why I want a green
YouTube.
screen.
Is for at
This is where you guys can go to keep up with all of these
Go
productions
to the
or
website.
predictions.
You'll find the video.
So
there.
apparently this guy had
Here are
predicted
my
Trump
psychic
winning.
predictions
He
for
predicted
America
a bunch
now
of stuff.
for
So
2018. First, a
When
review
did
of
he
what I
predict
said
Trump
before.
winning?
I mean, my
Last-
predictions hit the news
before
and kind of
last
went
year.
viral, didn't they? For
Okay.
a while when I made the predictions in 2015 about Donald
2015,
Trump,
yeah.
and simultaneously at the same time I made the Brexit predictions. But last year,
The Daily Star, dude.
I said that Hillary Clinton will drop out of politics. This has been kind of on the cards, it seems now. It's certainly been in the press. She's hanging in there. And recently, actually,
when was this from?
surprisingly,
This is like 10 days ago. You're
go
not
ahead. Go
okay.
ahead.
Okay.
expressed a desire to come out of politics because she actually was talking to one of her friends about becoming a religious preacher as an alternative career. Can't imagine that. But anyway, that's what was said. So that was kind of on the button with that.
He's
one.
covering some of his previous
I also
predictions
stated in
right
my
now.
predictions for 2017 that America becomes a nation divided between East and West, and that there would be riots on the streets. This happened and is still happening.
Only
East and
it's-
West, it still seems to be a bit that
like
way.
it's
Maybe
north and
north and
south,
south has
not
become
east and west.
more than north.
Right, he just brought that up.
The southern states taking down statues and so forth. Certainly,
Even though it's
America
liberal
has become that
and
divided
conservative.
nation that I forecast. I was wrong in my prediction.
Because there are a bunch
partly
of conservatives
I said
who
troops from neighbouring
hate the
Canada
fuck
would be
out of the
called in
left
to
up-
help
up
quell
north, so-
unrest. I certainly found it was
You
going
ever
to be
been
on
to
a big
Montana?
scale.
That's some
I think
scary
it
ass
has
shit.
been on quite a big scale. So those predictions from 2018 certainly came true. Now, coming up now, I'll talk about the predictions for 2018 for
Here it
America.
comes. This is what he's gonna
I've got here,
predict.
I'm reading from a list now.
Yeah.
An attempt to impeach Donald Trump in mid-2018 fails. Now, I saw sort of new information coming forward, sort of a really serious impeachment attempt this time. You know, there's been a lot of talk about this, but I see a real serious attempt, particularly trying to get his tax records and things like
Top
this.
Hatters pointed out.
The problem is it will fail, and it will actually backfire on those people trying to impeach him for political reasons, because I feel he'll become a very popular president, more popular.
He's going to become
very divided. People are very divided, but the middle ground of American politics, I feel, will begin to swing a bit more towards Donald Trump.
People had he not said
That's how I feel. You know, I don't personally have a political opinion about these things. I'm from the UK, you know, so that's not for me to say. I also say that Donald Trump will initiate a massive trade deal with the UK in advance of Brexit that will shake the EU. Now, there's been some talk of this, it has to be said, you know. So, but my feeling and my gut feeling is sort of that I feel that it's this is going to become a major deal. You know, I feel that America's going to be quite economically isolated. I feel stronger divisions with China and also with.
He wants to. So Trump is going to take advantage of the final like death throes of the Brexit, right, and make a massive trade deal with the UK.
Yeah, he can fucking hope and dream.
Right.
But the UK doesn't have a whole lot of stuff we actually want.
No, that's what Obama does.
Well, trade. I think Trump is still pro-trade. He's definitely said that he believes in Keynesian economics. What's interesting to me is why they think that would work, because the UK has expensive fucking labor and we can make everything they can for cheaper. The reason we have deals with China and Mexico is because they don't have a minimum wage.
Right. Yeah, I don't think
child labor laws.
Honestly, I can't think of what we would want from the UK for a labor deal. I guess the only deal I could see is like just pure like debt accrual, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I guess we could, you know, financially enslave Britain. I mean,
yeah, but we don't need to make a trade deal to do that. Our banks are already doing it for us.
Right.
Is there a reason why psychics have to like wear that one-piece white tunic and have no hair?
That's the that's the only way you can get the visions beamed.
Yeah, it's religion.
From
psychic, it doesn't matter what it is.
From the Intergalactic Council.
And it's always the same look. It's like that vaguely spiritual leader look.
Right.
Russia, China and Russia, I feel, are going to kind of gang together economically against America. So America's going to find a lot of its past markets closing up, and I feel that this will stimulate even more interest in forming a deal with the UK.
He just said some pretty large implications. He thinks that Russia and China are going to gate themselves off from the United States. And so we will be forced to deal with the UK.
Right.
Now, making the prediction that there would be a failed attempt at an impeachment next year makes sense, because that's easily something that could happen. Predicting that China is going to cease trade with the United States and that Russia will too, and they'll do it in cahoots with each other, is fucking insane.
That's a doomsday prophecy.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't even make sense because we supply most of their fucking oil.
Right.
I don't get it. This guy just.
I also feel Trump and America generally will fall out with Europe. There's going to be a lot of economic problems in Germany, for example. I see airlines going bust in America, in Germany and UK, and so there's going to be a lot of disruption there. I think American markets are going to all shift, but I think Britain and America, there's a sort of an important economic connection. I did say that in my economic prediction.
Do you think he's an American fanboy? He's because he's from the UK, right? So he's all like, "We're all gonna be best friends."
I think, I think maybe a lot of his viewers are American, and so he's trying to make that connection to the viewers. Because I don't think, and I might be wrong here, I have nothing to go off of aside from demographics and studies on our population that I know about. But we've got a lot of fucking retarded people here that will believe this kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that Europe's is on board with retarded shit like Americans are.
Right.
And look, if you call him up, you can get a personal astrology reading by phone.
Yeah, I'd love to pay him $49.95 for him to tell me about my horoscope.
Or just call up Chloe and get you a free reading.
Yep. But anyway, we are 11 minutes past the deadline for the show, so we're probably going to be done here. If you guys want to check out the rest of his predictions, you can go to Craig's website at psychics.co.uk. And what we'll do is, I mean, I estimate this show to be vastly popular and, you know, on mainstream television by the time that any of these come true. So we'll catch you up there with, you know, but we'll keep up with this, you know, assuming that we haven't lost trade relationships with Russia and China.
Right. If that shit happens, holy shit.
Just destroy us.
Right.
Yep.
But anyway,
like China mostly, yeah.
Patrick, did you have a link to more of your music that people could buy if they wanted it?
Shit, none of it can be bought because it's free.
All right.
I have a SoundCloud link I can post.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is woefully outdated. I've been off of the music train for a while, but I'm starting to get back into it. So, yeah, I'll post a link in chat.
Excellent. And yeah, just to touch base with everybody, we've got the chat may get a little bit busy here sometime coming soon. I have booked us some advertisement time on a much larger podcast. So we may get some viewers from that coming over here pretty soon, which would be super cool. And then it's the podcast that inspired me to create this show. So they held a fan audition, and then I submitted a tape, and then I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to guarantee that I am doing this. So then I just had a show, got a hold of Jason, and Jason said, hey, Shayna might be interested, and so that's where we're at. But we may get a lot more viewers possibly coming, so we'll find out.
Sweet.
But you guys are the best fans, the original fans. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah.
Don't forget to share us.
Thank you all for who continues to watch. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, definitely make sure to share the stream, comment. Patrick, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm glad that I'm glad I could pick a topic that you were both knowledgeable and aggravated by. So
yes. Also, but that wasn't too bad. Those are pretty low blows. It was fine.
Okay, we'll make it worse next time.
Yes,
we have
please.
a bar that's been set.
More voting on Insane Clown Posse, please.
Okay, down. Definitely down.
Shayna, what was you trying to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it would be a correct assessment to assume that we're all on board with the concept that this is definitely a forum where we wouldn't mind people's opinions. If you disagree, tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Our opinions are our opinions. We're not trying to, this is our soapbox. This isn't any kind of convincing world. I mean, Udo's trying to convince us, and that's a tall order, but
yeah.
We welcome it. And I know that maybe we lost a couple viewers because some opinion came out and they have a certain view, but they need to just speak up. Let us know. That's fine.
You know what? I want to say something about that. And I kind of agree with you, but I also kind of disagree with you because I do get that people get offended. At the same time, cognitive dissonance is a motherfucker.
Yes, it is.
And you know, part of the problem that we have in this country is too many people can't sit in the same room and have a conversation with somebody else who disagrees with them, whether it's politically, religiously, or about whether or not ICP is fucking horrible. It doesn't really matter, except they are. It's important that we fucking explore those boundaries and are able
Right.
to have a conversation without people fucking crying about it and trying to change the show.
Right.
And so what I would say is
I wouldn't say change the show, but you know, an occasional if it's a talking point, it's I feel like it's welcomed, you know.
Yeah, I would much rather have a
constructive criticism. I'm down with
open, you know.
even destructive criticism sometimes. I mean, if somebody was just to be all like, "Hey, fuck you and your opinion," and then stay and listen to some more opinions, I'd be
Fair
much
enough.
happier with that than,
Right.
"Oh, well,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
agree with that one point. I'm never coming back." Right?
Agreed.
Maybe post something that changes our mind, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Straight
if it's disagreement
Convince
about
us.
like a philosophy, like that's fine. But when people like deny what is demonstrably and scientifically proven, then it gets tricky for me.
Oh yeah, well, we haven't had anybody come in and be all like, "Fuck you, reptilians are real," or anything like that. It's all the political banter we do beforehand that has triggered a few people. So
That could be kind of fun.
yeah. Oh man, once I can find a conspiracy theorist, right, who won't come on this podcast and say stuff that gets me banned off Twitch immediately, like,
right.
I'm totally gonna bring some sort of whack job on the show, and it's gonna be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I think you should let them pick the videos at that point.
Oh shit.
We vet them. We vet them. They can pick them, and then we choose before we actually air.
Right, I'll need to get I'll need to get a lawyer, right, and then like a contract, and be all like, all right, so if you're gonna be on this show, you need to make sure that you don't do X, Y, and Z, and then
Right.
otherwise, you know, have fun.
That's actually very smart.
Right.
I mean, what we could do really is just like allow them to pick the videos, and then we screen them. You know what I
That's-
mean?
yeah.
Like we watch them first, make sure they're gold, you know, and then have some fun.
Right.
Or get our minds changed. That'd be awesome. I would be very happy to have somebody convince me that the moon landing was fake and that Egypt was definitely there first.
Right. Yeah.
Moon Sphinx. It's up there.
Yep.
I saw it.
There is literally nothing it could have been aside from a sphinx. So.
All right, everybody. That's our show. Thank you very much. Once again, Patrick, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you next time.